Is mic on? Sorry, I look like this. I haven't slept since Friday. I got off the stage at the Improv Saturday night. My phone rang, and I go, why is this person calling me this late? And it turned out that my good friend Dave died suddenly of a massive heart attack. And I am still processing. It is, they always say, let people know how much you love them before they pass away. Well, sometimes you don't know how much somebody means to your life until they pass away. And that's the case here. And Dave had been in my house. He lives out of state. He flew in to hang out the weekend before, came to a couple of my shows. And thank God he didn't die in my house. Thank you, Dave, for not dying in my house for several reasons. Because I keep imagining Dave on my couch and I'm thinking, that person that was sitting there a couple of days ago is dead. So first of all, it brings down the value of the house. And second of all, it's just creepy. So, and what's sort of ironic or creepy is that the last joke he heard me say, and thank God I'm the last comedian Dave ever saw live. The last thing he heard me say was my joke about dying outside of the house. So I guess he listened. This episode is dedicated to my friend Dave, and more about that later. But first, let's talk about avocados. What's going on? If you live in California, or definitely Los Angeles, there is a cool tradition where neighbors have avocado trees and will give you their avocados. And this is like a nice looking store-bought looking avocado. You can really tell how much your neighbors like and respect you by the quality of avocados that they give you. So people will drop off bags, which is really nice. It's like the reverse of trick-or-treating. Like you're just sitting there, all of a sudden you hear the doorbell and someone's got a bag full of avocado. But look, this one neighbor keeps giving me these. Look at this. This one has clearly been attacked by another animal. Like it was on the ground, it's bruised because it fell out of the tree. And then look there's like, I don't know if that's snake bites. I don't know if that's rats, but I don't share my food with animals. So I know which neighbors like me. That's what I'm saying it's the avocado theory. It's the Orny Adams avocado theory. What's wrong with Orny Adams? We're going to take you from good friends dying to avocados. That's the range of this podcast. Hey, take a minute to subscribe if you haven't. A lot of the older episodes are on YouTube. You can subscribe there. Orny Adams. Boy, I've been thinking about death a lot. Because, when you lose somebody this fast, it's almost impossible. Let's talk about what I'm going to talk about on the show. Death. That's it. Death. And some motivational stuff, of course. That's really important. And our friend Harland Williams comes back for a 15-minute insert. Boy, I stumbled a minute. I'm telling you, I haven't slept. So look forward to that towards the end. And then a motivational speech by Theodore Roosevelt I will be delivering at the end. So you want to stick around for that stuff, that's for sure. This is Orny Adams. This is What's Wrong with Orny Adams, episode 54. 54. Can't believe it really feels like this is episode like 15,000. It really does. I can't believe I've only done 54. So let me play this because I was really, when you're really in the dumps and you're just like, you'll talk to anybody about it. Like you're just like the mailman. It's like, how is everything? He just wants to put the mail in the box and get the hell out. And you're like, oh, my good friend just died, collapsed, heart attack. You're telling every neighbor that walks by my house, like, water. How you doing? Oh, I forgot I got to water this morning. Everything's, it's been a tough week. And it's not even like I'm looking for empathy or anything. I'm actually looking for just someone to talk about, because like when I have a problem, the way I work through it is I don't shut up. I just have to keep saying it over and over. And that first night when I found out my friend had died and I'd spoken to him the day before and we had plans coming up, I just can't understand how this guy that I was talking to is smiling and joyful and full of life is all of a sudden not full of life. And did he suffer? And all night I kept checking my phone, almost like a breakup. Did the person contact me? And I kept waiting for someone to contact me and say, it isn't true. This isn't true. It isn't true. And, you're going through all the processes, all the things the mind goes through. Like, I keep playing it in my head over and over again, getting this news, it's just, and what I thought, the first thought and the second thought. And so I tell a guy at the gym comes over to me. I'm on a machine, and he's one of these talkative guys. There's always talkative people at the gym. It's like, all they do is talk. I don't even, some of them talk and are in great shape. And then some of them talk and they're in horrible shape. And for the people that are in horrible shape, you want to say, hey, talk less, more reps. That'd be a good shirt. Talk less, more reps. And so he came over, and, you can just tell, it looks like my face has been punched by pain. And he said, how are things? I go, it's not it's been a really bad week. And without skipping a beat, he said, well, I was at the dentist yesterday. I'm like, is this guy going to tell me a dentist story when I've got the Trump card. I've got the MasterCard here. I have a death. Death beats dentist any day. So I said, what? He said, yeah, the dentist is very painful. And so I'm like, you know what? I want to hear all about this. So I sat there for 5 minutes listening to him talk about he's going to have to he needs a root canal. They did they did 2 caps or something like that. They wasn't enough Novocaine. This went on for 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. I never got to my story about my friend dying. And I just thought, isn't that life? Tell 10 million talkers, nobody listening. Is that what Dylan said? I think that's what Dylan said. But here's the thing. I've got this behind me. This is a plumeria tree. And I went and got this to plant in my friend's honor because he loved Hawaii. And these are the flowers. This is a yellow plumeria. And I have plumerias, but I don't have any yellow ones. They're mostly like pink and maybe a dash of yellow in the middle. So these will match nicely. And so I got this plumeria, and the first one I got, I'd never seen this before, where there were 2 stems. Usually in the when you buy them, they're very small like this, unless you get a bigger pot, which I haven't seen, I guess, or a more mature plumeria. And this one had 2 stems. I'm like, this is cool. It's already starting to stem out. Instead of a single stem coming up, there was a single stem and then 2 branches out. And I'd never seen it before. And it was the only one, and I thought, that's for Dave. Dave was unique. This is, that's Dave. So I bought a pot, got the special soil, put it in the car. I'm driving home, and I hear some lot. I don't know what's it? Imagine the noise of I put the big pot in the back seat, put the plant in the pot thinking it was safe. It toppled over. I pulled over. I'm in Burbank. And sure enough, this is what I see. These things. Both of them are disconnected. And I lost it. I got out of the car in Burbank, in the middle of the street, just screaming, swearing, going nuts. And people must have been like, what is wrong? Actually, you know what? Nowadays, people probably thought it was normal. I could be having a normal reaction to anything. I absolutely lost it. And so I put it back in the backseat of the car, the 2 broken branches. I go back to the store, and it's a big chain store. And I said, I held the plant like this. It's going to be hard to sort of show. But I held it like this. And I walked in with holding the 2 branches that, got knocked off, and holding the pot. And I said, I was just here. Can I exchange this for a different one? And she's like, did you just buy this? And I'm like, yeah, I've got the receipt. Now I'm holding this with the hand that would pull the receipt out of the pocket, my right hand. So now I don't want to put it down because I don't want her to see. If I put it down, if I take my hand off it, these 2 things are going to fall over. And she's going to say, well, what? How did that happen? We're not taking that back because you broke it in your car. And so I'm now taking it's like a bad sketch, Charlie Chaplin sketch. I'm using my left hand into my right pocket to pull out my wallet. Now I'm using my teeth to pull the Lowe's sales, now I said the name of the store, sales receipt out. And she looked at it and she said, okay. So I went back and I swapped it. I got another one. There was only a few left. I took one of the broken ones to see if I could, in Dave's honor, propagate it. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's worse than it's ever been since yesterday. But that's the story of the plumeria. And of course, in my life, when things start to go bad, they really go bad. Like, that would only happen to me. Only me would go to buy a plant in honor of somebody and have it just break in half. And I'll tell you something. If Dave was watching from heaven or the afterlife, if you believe in that, and I don't necessarily think I do, I think the worst part about being dead that I can't comprehend is that you don't know. You don't know you're dead. He doesn't know right now he's late for meetings. He doesn't know he's... What was that noise? Not making love? Maybe he does. Maybe he knows, because I hear the birds chirping, and maybe that's him. So I've been talking to everybody. And a comedian said to me, I said, I just feel stuck. The typical conversation that people have at this point in their life. And he said, you need to watch this video. I do this every day. It changed my life. And the name of the video on YouTube is The Number One Habit Billionaires Run Daily. And it's by a woman named Mel Robbins. No relation to Tony Robbins. I Google it for you because, listen, I'm watching this thing thinking the whole time, what is it? What is the Robbins? What are they, just motivational speaking people? Is this all they do? So listen to this. See if you can do this. This is all about rewiring your brain to think more positively. And I think I'm beyond repair. I don't think I have a chance. I just think negative. And this has been a negative week. It's been a negative 6 months for all the reasons that we've discussed a million times on this podcast. But listen to this. See if you could do this. Nice music.
If you expect to achieve your goals, if you expect to reach your potential, if you expect to have your dreams come true, what I'm about to explain to you is mission critical. You must become a master at visualization.
Okay, I'm ready. All right.
For those of you that are like, what the heck is she talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I did not sign up for some sort of meditation, woo-woo, spiritual thing here.
That's right. I didn't sign up for some tree-hugging bullshit, meditation, yoga, eat the right foods. I want to make money.
Don't worry. Okay, this is Mel Robbins.
Hey, Mel.
There's always science and research involved in everything that I talk about.
Science.
So visualization.
You know what science is? Dave's dead. That's science.
Is a extraordinarily powerful skill.
The music.
You may have heard of the law of attraction. You may have heard of the word visualization. You may have heard of the word manifesting.
I have. I've heard of I've heard of calories in, calories out. I've heard of an apple a day keeps the doctor away. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. I've heard buy low, sell high. None of this has worked.
I call it seeing signs.
Yeah, seeing signs.
Your brain has a system in it. Here's the technical term. It's called the reticular activating system.
Yeah, that's right.
It is a network of neurons all up in here.
So basically, this is what she's saying. Because she's saying that if you visualize your goals, this is based on science, that you will make them come true. Haven't we heard this a million? Is this the secret? You don't think we're all visualizing? It's called daydreaming. I used to do it. Here's the thing. I've tried 3 times to do what she's saying, which is very simple. Take 30 seconds and like if you have low self-esteem, you imagine yourself having confidence. You imagine yourself speaking up in meetings and suddenly it comes true. You manifest it. You rewire your brain. You rewire your memories and your senses because you created all these false perceptions of yourself. And the brain can actually, you can train the brain to filter things differently. So you can take what is a truth, like you're a loser, and you can rewire your brain so you don't feel like a loser. And I could not, for the life of me, rewire my brain. I can't, like, I know what I want. It's the same things I've wanted almost my entire life. And I've visualized it. And it doesn't work. I actually am at the point now. Like, have you ever tried to think of yourself as an old person with a cane in a wheelchair, gray, drooling on yourself at the end of the line? I can't. Can you? Can you? Is it possible? Does the brain allow that? My brain will not allow me to think in terms of, like, what I want anymore. I used to be able to, and I even have the good music. You need to, this is Orny Adams. Do you want to be a billionaire, successful, happy in life, happy relationships? All you need to do, and this is not based on science or anything, this is just based on me talking right now. You may have heard things like, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And it does. But there's more to it. You need to visualize that apple is keeping the doctor away. You may have heard of calories in, calories out to lose weight. Low carbs, high protein. Remember the guy who came up with that diet actually passed out, hit his head on the pavement, and died? But enough of that. This is about being positive. Visualizing. Don't you see it? Don't you see yourself being triumphant? Everybody loving you and high-fiving you in a happy relationship, and you're married and you have a beautiful house and kids in the white picket fence, and you're devoid of any issues. All you have to do is think about this for 30 seconds a day. Rewire your brain. Tell your brain, think that you have $1 billion, and you will go to the bank and you will have $1 billion. It is that easy. It is that easy. And this isn't one of those hippie, commune, kumbaya, play the drums. This doesn't involve drugs, mescaline or whatever that stuff, DDT, whatever that stuff is. This doesn't involve eating toad venom. This is you telling your brain. This is Orny Adams. I've been doing this for 3 days now, and nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. But I suggest you watch this video. It's called The Number One Habit of Billionaires That Billionaires Run Daily. Mel Robbins, her voice, she's a motivational speaker. You can just tell by her voice. She's very motivational. She really is. And it's interesting. And here's the thing. I don't subscribe to a lot of this stuff. I hate self-help books. But, and again, I haven't slept, so I'm sorry. I'm stumbling on my words more than I normally do. It can't hurt to do this. Just don't start talking. Don't go around and tell people that they need to rewire their reticular activating system. Don't say the same words that she says. Don't say, you've got to train your brain. You've got to be good to yourself. You've got to visualize and it'll come true. And then you start to act like you're a winner because you think you're a winner. That's basically what it is. You don't think we're all daydreaming? I mean, I think most people daydream of a better life. Do they get it? I don't know. The other thing she said, if you're going to just do this based on what I'm saying or what you've heard, is you have to close your eyes and you have to imagine a specific picture. And that's what I wasn't able to do. I couldn't even visualize what the success, I know what it is. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I know what it is. And I wasn't able to put myself there and see people reacting to me as this happened. So I don't know. I want to talk about Teddy Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt. I've been watching a documentary on Teddy Roosevelt, and what a fascinating, I think it was on History Channel, 2 parts. I knew very little about this president. He became president because he was a vice president, and the president he was vice president for was McKinley. McKinley was assassinated. And then at one point, Theodore Roosevelt was shot. So I guess we've always had a gun problem. But in those days, like the guy who shot Theodore Roosevelt was like 5 feet away, and he, it didn't kill him. In fact, Theodore Roosevelt gave a 90-minute speech after that with a gunshot wound. You talk about badass. But I'm watching this documentary, and I'll just give you some quick history. Theodore Roosevelt was responsible for the Food and Safety Act, the Panama Canal. He was part of the Rough Riders. He put together the first volunteer cavalry that invaded Cuba in the Spanish War. He was a man that believed in living life and not just saying things but doing things. Very different than me. So he was maybe ashamed that his dad avoided the Civil War because his dad's brother-in-law was in the South, and there was a chance that they would have been fighting each other, and he felt sort of ashamed or felt like he had to do that right. So Theodore Roosevelt was always on adventures, went out to the Badlands, lived off of the land, really put himself at risk. That's how he didn't visualize. He actually did this stuff. He went to war, was shot at, all this sort of stuff. And he ran for president and won a term finally, and did a lot of great stuff. He stopped the coal mine strike, and he threatened that if they didn't come to terms, the coal miners, that he would send in the army. This was this whole, you've heard these things before. Speak softly and carry a big stick, right? That's one of the things he would say, which you tell kids this in high school and they turn it into a dick joke, right? Oh, I got a big stick and I'm being loud, whatever it is. That's why history when you're in high school sucks. It's boring. This stuff is boring. I don't care about the square deal. I don't care that somebody was assassinated 100 years ago. But as you get older, and then they try and hook you in little stories. Like they would tell you in high school that George Washington had wooden teeth. He didn't have wooden teeth. They made that up because history's so boring. You're like, this is boring. Guy cut down a cherry tree or whatever. And apologize. Who cares? I don't want to listen to them. And they're like, he had wooden teeth. You're like, what? Wait a minute. Now I'm interested. What do you mean wooden teeth? Why do you have regular teeth? How do you put wooden teeth in? How do you floss with wooden teeth? How do you brush the right way with wooden teeth? So I think he's the youngest president ever elected. I think he was 42 years old. And he started the Square Deal, which was domestic policies promising the average citizen fairness, breaking of trust, regulations of railroads, and pure food and drugs. He vigorously promoted the conservative movement, emphasizing, and this is different conservative than today, efficient use of natural sources. He dramatically expanded the system of national parks and national forests. He was very into preservation. But here's the thing. As these two sides are arguing, and believe me, they argued, workers and then the companies, and they came to back, and I'm watching all these people and I'm thinking, they're all dead. None of this matters. All this stuff that controlled their lives doesn't matter anymore. I'm watching dead people's promises. The other thing I realized, like with the coal strike, which is very similar to what's going on with the oil problems now, nothing's changed. People are still shooting people. Nothing has changed. How can you, through visualization, where's my music? That's not it. Well, that's that guy. Remember this guy?
Held firmly to the belief.
Peter Cass. Remember this?
Never.
How in your life can you, and I'm not, now that I'm thinking about this motivational stuff, where is that music? Because hi, this is Orny Adams, and I'm a motivational just person in general. And I think the problem with the products that I put out there is, yeah, my comedy makes you laugh, but does it make you feel better? If you visualize, you'll become a billionaire. If you listen to my podcast, you'll get nothing. If you join a cult, you'll be assured an afterlife. If you listen to my words, you'll be assured nothing. If you join a movement, maybe you get laid. Mine, nothing. This is Orny Adams. I don't know if I'm for visualization or not. I'm going to visualize right now. I'm going to visualize that all women are attracted to me. And believe me, I've visualized this many times before and it's had zero results. Well, some results, but I'm alone when that happens. Take a deep breath. Remember, you're a winner. you're a winner and you're going to have $1 billion. Everybody that listens to this, that visualization video has 10 million views. Are there 10 million billionaires all of a sudden? I think you know what I mean. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking with these dead people. Let's end. Two things. We're gonna talk to Harland Williams in a minute. I'm vowing to keep these podcasts tighter and shorter and less rambling because there's a lot of rambling. And I'm going to give a motivational speech, Theodore Roosevelt. But I just want to say this. This is motivational too and really kind of cool. There's a guy named Jeff Ament who is the bassist for, why am I blanking on the band? Why am I blanking? Oh my God. This is when I wish we could edit this. No. Oh my God, how am I blanking on the... hold on. It's like one of the biggest band. I'm just like... I was just celebrating that I was going to get out of this podcast. Okay. Jeff Allen Ament is an American musician and songwriter who is best known for the bassist in the American rock jam Pearl Jam. Oh, I will survive. Except for my friend that's dead. I am still processing. I'm still in shock. The way the brain works, I've just been in a fog of Dave for the last few days. So again, my sincere apologies and condolences to his family, his daughter, his son, his wife, and everything. And, Dave would want us to laugh. And so that's part of it. But this guy, Jeff Ament, this guy's my hero. The guy made all his money in arts. He's in a successful band. They sold 10 million albums. And he's taken the money and he's gone back to Montana, where he's from, and he's building ramps for skateboarders on reservations. And I think it's so cool. These skate parks cost about $500,000. And I think he's done like 30 of them, 23 of them, a lot. He spent millions of dollars. And I think that is so cool. And that really, I wish I was at that point in my life. I wish I had done so well that I could just start giving it away and thanking everybody for really supporting me. It's really, really cool. And he's not Native American, or do we say indigenous now? I want to be respectful. But he went back to where he was from, and he built these parks because he knows that there's a lot of trouble in this world for these kids in particular, and on these reservations with drinking and drugs. And he wanted to make their lives better. And I just think it's so cool and so motivational. It just really got me going. Let's end with you know what? Let me play Harland Williams right now. Harland Williams came, visited me before a hike here in Big Yellow. And we had a nice conversation. I wanted to keep it short, and we discussed, well, it's very strange. There are these baby dolls washing up on the beaches. It's very strange. And also, I had him do the hanger effect. If you follow me on TikTok, I talk about this hanger effect, where if you put a hanger on your head, it causes an involuntary movement. Well, I think it's bullshit. And even if you visualize it, it doesn't happen. So I'll be back in 15 minutes to wrap this up. Please welcome Harland Williams. I want to welcome back a buddy. We're already laughing. We should just... We just get each other, don't we?
I don't know if we do or we don't, but that's what I don't get that we get.
But I just said I want to welcome back, and already the joy is I want to welcome back to my podcast, regular guest, friend, Harland Williams. We're going to do just 10 minutes.
A 10-minute smash box.
And since you've been on my podcast, Harland has relaunched his podcast, which I recommend you tune into. The Harland Highway.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
And you were my very second guest on it.
First guest.
Oh, I mean, you were on the second episode as the very first guest.
I wanted to bring that up because I did the research. The team has researched it. I am on the most watched episode of the Harland Highway.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I that makes sense.
We broke records.
Good.
It's just... My career's taken off since appearing on that.
Good. Well, that's what I want to hear. Good.
10 minutes with Harland. Let's begin with a story that I sent you via text for you to do on your podcast. I don't know if you did, but the headline reads, "Why do creepy dolls keep washing up on the Texas beaches?"
Oh, God, yeah.
What do you think of... did you look at the link that I sent you?
I don't know if I did. You sent it to me weeks ago. Weeks ago.
I've been waiting to talk to you about it because this is right up your alley. This is like so hard. This is perfect for us to talk about.
Oh, wait, yeah, maybe I did. Okay, remind me.
Okay. In Texas,
yeah,
there's a research team that goes mostly the South Padre Islands and through the Gulf, and they pick up debris on the beaches. Yeah. Amongst the volleyballs, the high-heeled shoes, and other random debris they find, one type of trash that stands out and keeps coming for some reason, which they can't explain, are creepy dolls. Ew. Some of the toys have no hair. Others have gooseneck barnacles.
Wow.
And I think of all the barnacles you're going to get in your eye.
Yeah.
Gooseneck.
Well, wasn't there a run of Barbie gooseneck barnacle beach house dolls?
They're actually, right now, they're reissuing.
Okay.
We had the originals when we were kids.
Yeah.
Barnacles growing out of their eyes and mouths. Turtles have taken bites out of these. This is part of the problem. It's harmful. The dolls are harmful, and the debris is harmful. The plastic to marine wildlife. Turtles often mistake the creepy dolls for food. I'm calling today for a ban on dolls.
What, all dolls?
All dolls. Listen to me. I'm talking right into camera one. The dolls are... Hold on, I'm serious. The dolls are killing... the sea turtles. The sea turtles think that... and these sea turtles, by the way, let's not forget the poster child for taking away our straws. This guy.
Is that a narwhal?
That's a very good question. That is
looks like a narwhal to me.
No, that is not. That's an olive ridley fork. No, our olive ridley turtle and sometimes plastic forks. I don't know why we've not called...
That looks like a Swiss Army turtle to me. I mean, isn't that a can opener coming out of his forehead?
No, that's a plastic fork. I'm calling for the ban of plastic forks. I'm calling, and I'm serious. This one turtle shoved this straw in its nose and took a selfie, and that has led to the ban, Harland, the ban of plastic straws, which you and I grew up with.
Yeah.
We love them.
Yeah.
If you had enough money, you had the crazy straw, which smelled like a Michelin tire.
Oh, the one with all the twirls in it?
Like an amusement park ride.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you were a flea, you would spend all day on that thing.
Well, they've taken away the straws because of that. And you're right. You would spend all day. It would be exciting. This is before the internet. I'm calling now for the ban, the immediate ban.
Immediate. So
I want all dolls illegal until these kids can learn how to hold on to them and not throw them in the water.
Wait, isn't there a bigger question here, though, Guy?
What?
Well, what are dolls a replica of?
I think you're going exactly where my mind went.
Small
children.
So I think we've got man-eaters on our hands.
This is exactly the second thought. This is why you and I get along.
What?
These sea turtles that we love and respect so much are really out to eat our children.
They're carnivores.
They're not good species.
Amphibians.
They want to be us. They want to use straws. Sorry that they can't figure out how to use a straw.
Well, they got flippers. I mean, how do you even pick the damn thing up? No wonder it got it jammed up its nose.
Can
you imagine a turtle with its flippers trying to grasp a straw? Something it can't even... It would take all day.
But you understand the evolution of humans. We didn't always have thumbs.
We didn't?
No.
How did we hitchhike?
It's a very good question. You did this. You put your hand, and then you took one of your fingers like this. This was how you would hitchhike on the side of the road.
Wow.
Yes.
Almost like putting a doll together.
But when we didn't have thumbs, Harlan, we weren't sitting around complaining like the sea turtles going, hey, I don't have a thumb to put this in my mouth. Oh, oops, it's in my nose.
You could pick up a straw with fingers.
Yeah.
You don't need a thumb to grab a straw.
And so you can with flippers. The problem is, once again, you're empathizing with the sea turtle.
I'm not
who is
empathizing.
going for
I
our
want to
kids.
see those fat shelled bastards in the electric chair.
I say
They're murderers.
Now we're talking
Homicide. Whoa.
Look at that. Look at that doll.
Does that have a fish in its eye?
It's got look at some of these dolls.
Good
I love
Lord.
that one.
Wow.
She's a beauty, isn't she, with her red hair?
And she's been duct taped around her feet.
Yeah, there's some creepiness. The first one.
Oh, that one's been sharpied.
Yeah, this one. I don't know what that green stuff is.
Oh, wow. I think it's gel. It's toothpaste.
This looks like Medusa or whatever with the hair.
Wow.
Now look at this. This was the first one found that they put up on their website. This is a marine biologist group. This is a blow-up doll. And it was such
Looks like it blew up.
Yeah, it was such a hit,
Wow,
Harland.
that's more like a Hiroshima doll. That thing blew up real big. Wow.
Too soon.
Is that
Too soon.
Is that Sloppy Joe in the thing's mouth?
I don't know.
Where in the ocean can you float around and harvest Sloppy Joe meat off a coral reef?
But here's the thing.
What?
Here's the thing. These dolls, this researcher group in Texas, they're the Mission Aransas National Estuary. Am I saying that right?
Does it even matter?
It does.
It's just the mission.
The mission.
The mission. Alejo kapoka la wala hija.
Okay.
Nobody cares. Nobody even
Could you
believes
do it
this
without
is
the
real.
accent, please?
Well, I'm trying to be accurate.
Okay. They find in this 40-mile stretch, it's called the loop current.
Why don't we rename it Jeffrey Dahmer Beach? How about that?
Thank you. I'd sign that petition.
You would?
I would actually. Yeah. These dolls, it's got to stop. So they put this up on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm trying to get at. I can't believe our 10 minutes is almost up. I think we have to extend it already because there's one more thing I want to talk about.
Oh, you're such a doll.
Yeah. They put this up on their, oh my.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you for not making the noise again.
I know it's hard with a bottle.
I love it.
You got to do it with a can.
They put this up on the Facebook page. There was such interest that somebody offered to buy it.
But buy this doll?
They're now selling the dolls off of the way. Somebody paid $35 for that, which goes to the preservation of turtles. I'm sure that $35 is really going to help a lot. $35. I'm going to donate $35 to this group.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, you try and say it. It's right there.
Okay.
In that paragraph.
Researchers at Mission What was that?
That's you got it wrong, buzzer.
That sounded a lot like a turtle mating call. You horny little seashell barnacle-covered bitch.
And some of these sea turtles may not be trying to eat the little children. Perhaps they're sexually attracted to our young.
Well, look at the mouth on this thing. I mean, if I'm a turtle, that's where I want to go.
Right. There's probably a turtle laying its eggs in the.
I don't know if that's for eggs.
Because that's what humans do. They lay their eggs in people's mouths. So they're now. Do you think the people that this 10-minute experiment's horrible? It's already almost a full podcast.
Well, I'm ready to stop. I'm going to stop at 10.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, because I have two things to say.
Yes.
And I'll listen to this later, and I'll just go, how many mistakes did you make, Orny? Just relax.
Yeah. You're doing great.
Don't you think the people that are buying these dolls are as creepy as the dolls?
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, what's amazing to me, it's a whole different collection of dolls. Mm-hmm. It's from a kid's doll to an adult blow-up doll.
Right, range.
So you got to wonder, how are they all finding their way to this same spot?
There's a loop current. There's a name for it. These dolls are coming from the Caribbean, some of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Some of them are they're collector's items. So people are, but I think we need to follow these people that are buying these dolls. They need to be on a special list because I'm not too sure they're all with it.
Like a watch list?
A watch list, because I believe, much like I want a watch list, when you're a kid and there's a birthday and they put those trick candles on the cake and you blow it out. And then a second later, they come back on.
Comes back on.
And all the adults go, blow it again. Try again. And the kid does it.
Yeah.
I figured it out the first time.
You did.
I go, candles don't relight themselves. At least not all of them. And I was done with the game. And I looked at the adults and I said, not on my watch.
Oh, really?
I went to a party once. The kid must have done it 4 to 6 times. I'd like to know where that kid is today. I'd like to track all the kids that couldn't figure out the trick candles. I'd like to find out where they are, what they've done with their lives. Because as you can see, I figured out right away, and I'm very successful. I'm doing a podcast in a Shasta trailer. Okay?
Yeah.
I want to talk seriously for 1 minute exactly.
Yeah.
About, because I do a joke about the straw ban.
Yeah. It's great.
I go out and I talk about how we need straws and how absurd it is and stuff like that. But this is why comedy is scary nowadays. It's hard to have an opinion nowadays because people overreact. I don't know if you've noticed this.
Oh, yeah.
But here's what's great is upon making this observation, the absurdity of banning straws.
Right.
When there's so much plastic out there, when the straw usually comes in a plastic cup and a plastic lid, but we're just focusing on the straw.
Right.
I make this joke and then I research it and it makes me aware that there is a problem.
Right.
Now I'm the guy who's going to make a donation to the, if you could read that, please.
The Mission Arisa Kaunuto Ariti Ataroriswarab Untala.
I am making a donation to them for $35. I'm going to match their highest bid.
I wasn't. Look
forward, you people there, look forward to the check.
I had 2 more words. Shawinak Mohonas. Go.
I am making a donation to that group for $35. A check will be in the mail. I'll Venmo you if you have one of those QR codes on your site. And I'm going to match the blow-up doll donation just to show you that I've changed. Through comedy, I've become more conscious and more aware that there is a problem. I'm calling for the ban of all plastic.
Oh, you're
ban plastic. You know what? Ban oceans.
Whoa.
Ban oceans. I just realized the ocean's the problem. These little turtles that are touching our baby dolls. Our little replicas, as you pointed out.
Well, dude, you know that in 3 weeks is the next full moon, and that's when all the new baby turtles come out.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have like a large shovel or anything?
I'm not gonna whack them. At least I'm not gonna put that on tape. But there's a problem. And I'm just saying on a serious note, sometimes reform can come through comedy. Sometimes being buffoonish, being wild and out there and saying something outrageous to get a reaction or to take a side that isn't the common side can create awareness. And let's be aware of that when we watch comedy before we knee-jerk reaction and go after people. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, dude.
Harland Williams, finally, are you familiar with the hanger reflex?
Yes. That is when you're going through your closet and one of your coat hangers falls and you grab for it before it hits the floor?
That's not this particular, but that is a good... Okay. Why is it falling? Isn't it on?
I know, but sometimes you pick up, they get intertwined, or you know, you got 5 or 6 suits and they get, and then all of a sudden you. Anyways, it sounds like I was wrong.
People are putting coat hangers. I'm going to actually ask you to do something first. You trust me, right?
Yeah, sort of.
Take the headphones off. So this is a scientific experiment. Put this as if you're Steve Martin with the arrow. Put that on.
And?
Nothing's happening, right?
No.
That's what happened when I did it. According to this, the latest trend to take over the platform is the hanger reflex. This is on TikTok. A genuinely mystifying challenge which involves stretching out a wire coat hanger, which you've done, right? So that it fits onto your head, which you've done.
Yeah.
I did it the first time. I had the shirt still on the hanger. That didn't work.
Hold on.
Oh,
dude.
What, you're getting?
I just got an erection.
Yeah. Okay, that's not the hanger.
Hanger?
The latest
trend. I barely know her.
Once in place, the wearer, that's you,
yeah,
will find their head moving completely involuntarily either to the left or the right. Is that happening?
No.
I'm calling it right now. The hanger reflex is bullshit.
And this wasn't just like a ruse to make your buddy look like a moron. Is that the real name of the segment?
I think it's a great... I think it's a great look. Harlan, if you could look straight in the camera and tell us where we can find you.
Hi, you can find me hanging in Orny's closet with a sea turtle in his pants. Check out my podcast, The Harland Highway, on YouTube, and be nice to turtles.
Bless the turtles. Ban all plastic. Orny Adams, reformed. Psh. Thanks, Har.
It's great hanging out.
Wow!
It's called a closer.
Wow! I think we have a new promo. Wow! Man, you're wired.
I gotta go.
Please wear that for the entire hike.
No, I must abort.
Okay, thank you. All right, welcome back. Thanks, Har. That was fun. I mean, if you watch our energy, you can just tell it's two dudes that get each other, respect each other, and it was like a nice symphony, a nice dance, comedy dance. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Theodore Roosevelt in 1910 in Paris delivered this speech. It's called In the Arena. And I know it because it was introduced to me by an ex-girlfriend. She hand wrote out the speech for me, framed it, and it was behind me. You know, I'd be facing my desk. It was behind me on a bookcase for years. And it's really motivational. And I'm going to read it to you. But first, I found this. This is John F. Kennedy.
Theodore Roosevelt once said, "The credit belongs to the man.
To the man.
Who is actually in the arena.
Who's actually in the arena.
Face is marred by
Face
dust.
is marred by dust, sweat, and blood. Ask not what the country can do for you.
And spends himself in a
worthy cause." I'm mocking this speech. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it for you. I need motivational. I need music behind me, right? It is not the critic who counts. I'm going to do this again. I didn't like that. Because this is actually a really motivational speech. So I do want to take it seriously. It is not the critic who counts. Not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. I'm starting again. Damn it. Music's too loud. And I'm not getting the rhythm. I'm not doing Theodore Roosevelt right.
Who at best, if he wins, knows the thrills of
high achievement.
And if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
Maybe I'm
so
just
that
not as
his
good as John F.
place
Kennedy.
shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat.
All I want to say is this is maybe what you can get from this podcast. Maybe this inspires you to do further research, because I watched this documentary on Theodore Roosevelt and it inspired me to do further research. I watched this thing on that bassist whose name I can't still remember, or the Jam. Oh, Pearl Jam. It says it right there. Pearl Jam. I just got nervous. Jeff Ament. And it made me sort of watch Pearl Jam videos. So, you know, maybe it inspires you in that sense. This is a very motivational speech. And think about it. The first half means more to me. Ready? It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows the great enthusiasm, the great devotions? Who spends himself in a worthy cause? Who at the best knows in the end triumph of high achievement? And who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. What's Wrong with Orny Adams, episode 54. Thank you, Harlan. Thank you for the people that motivated me. And again, life is short. So visualize and get out in there, live. Visualize, like Mel suggests, Mel Robbins, and live like Theodore Roosevelt recommends. Because you know neither victory nor defeat unless you are in the arena. And thank you to my neighbors that give me avocados. Please give me the good ones, not the shitty ones. Seriously, I'm better than that. Thank you, Ernesto Hurtado, for mastering this podcast. If you want to keep in touch, the email is what'swrong@ornyadams.com. Teamwhat'swrong.com is a website that has all the portals for all the audio, which can be found everywhere. You're listening to this right now, maybe on Spotify, maybe on iTunes, I don't know. Maybe you're watching the video on my Patreon. Maybe you're watching the video on YouTube. Who knows? But I want to thank everyone that supports me, and please have a wonderful life. Wonderful. Whatever. I haven't slept. I tried, everybody. I'm here because I'm here for me and I'm here for you. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. And have a wonderful life. Just taking a moment of silence for my friend. Okay. Buy low, sell high.